Welcome to the Indiana Department of Revenue's response guide to a documentation request for Federal Form 2106 letter. You may be wondering why you received this letter. The Indiana Department of Revenue performs reviews of individual tax returns in order to verify the income that is being reported, in this case specifically a Federal Form 2106. DOR needs you to supply all supporting documentation for your Form 2106 in order to process your Indiana return. The letter explains what you need to submit and when you need to respond by. This video will help ensure you submit the correct documentation and how to organize it to avoid processing issues. What do you need to send? You need to send the following in response to the letter: proof of job and related business expenses not reimbursed by your employer, your original Federal 1040 return and all supporting schedules filed with the IRS, all original and amended income statements, for example, 1099 miscellaneous, NEC, R, or K, K1, and/or W2 or W2G forms. If you filed the Federal Schedule C, you must also provide a description of your business and its start date, your Federal Form 1040 return and all supporting schedules filed with the IRS, documentation supporting all your business income from Federal Schedule C, Part 1, Line 1, documentation supporting your 3 largest business expense categories from Federal Schedule C, Part 2, Lines 8 to 27. Provide a detailed justification for zero income on a business that is not in its first year. All income statements, for example, 1099, miscellaneous, NEC, R, K, K1, and/or W2 or W2G forms. For purposes of Form 2106, the IRS defines an expense as an ordinary and necessary cost incurred for your job that is not reimbursed by your employer. DOR will need you to submit documents for all expenses claimed on Form 2106. The supporting documents should show the amount paid and that the amount was for a business expense. Documents for expenses include the following: canceled checks, cash register receipts, account statements, credit card sales slips, invoices. We recommend providing a bank or credit card statement with these documents for validation purposes. It's important to take a minute and understand the law behind DOR's request. Indiana Code 6-8.1-5-4a states that every person subject to a listed tax must keep books and records so that the department can determine the amount, if any, of the person's liability for that tax by reviewing those books and records. The records include all source documents necessary to determine the tax, including invoices, register tapes, receipts, and canceled checks. The person also must allow inspection of the books and records and returns by the department or its authorized agents at all reasonable times. Indiana Code 6-8.1-5-4, There are 2 ways to submit the requested documentation. Mail. Sending documents through the mail may result in slower response time. In time is the best method for responding to DOR letters, as it will automatically link documents to your account, allowing for faster processing time. DOR no longer has an email or fax for responding to Form 2106 letters. These are the only 2 methods available. From In Time, find the panel that says Letters. Select the hyperlink for Respond to a letter, notice, or bill. It is important that you use the letter ID from your Form 2106 letter to respond. Using any other letter ID may route your correspondence to the wrong department. Once you submit your documentation, please allow time for the review process. Correspondence is worked in the order it is received. Do not send originals. DOR can only accept copies of the documents requested as they will not be returned. DOR cannot make copies at district offices or central office. Besides not sending originals into DOR, the letter says you must write the appropriate income and expense category on all documentation. What does that mean? Here are examples showing how to properly annotate your documents by writing the category from the Form 2106 on the receipts. Notice how the expense categories are handwritten on the receipts that matches the category from the Form 2106. For invoices, like receipts, you can handwrite the category name on the invoice. If the invoice does not show it was paid, you will need to include a bank statement or credit card statement to validate the purchase. In this example, notice how the document is not legible. This document would not be accepted and would require a clearer copy be submitted. Bank statements are a great way to show multiple expenses without the need for a receipt or invoice. Make sure you clearly mark the categories for each line item if you submit a bank or credit card statement. When submitting documents to DOOR, do not use highlighter. The scanner does not pick up highlights. Always use black ink to mark your documents. Thank you for watching this video. We hope this helped you understand what is needed for your response to DOOR's letter. For additional resources, check the link provided below this video on DOOR's website.